Hey guys, Starscape here back with another video. Today I'll be showcasing my entire mini BR Isle Deluxe. So before you get started, make sure to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. I'm sorry it took a while for these videos to come out, but I'm glad they are getting out now.
This is don't mind these, okay? You don't need to know about what these are. I'm just gonna fly out of here. Here we are. Here's Isle of Deluxe, everybody. I don't want to mention Spidey helped me build that, so thanks, Spidey. And y'all also helped me build Blossomburg. This POI is supposed to be like a Japanese Tilted Towers type POI, if that makes sense. I really went off of just the Tilted Towers aspect though, and just decided to push away from it and expand upon what Tilted Towers could have been if it was in a Japanese style. I made this before season 2, so this is like the middle of chapter 4 season 1. Got my own mechanic here. It works very good. I learned it from a YouTuber, I forgot who. But moving in, we have this dojo. I think it's pretty cool. I built some of it, and yeah, I just started to work on some of it. Got the house done. I like this room. This room is supposed to be like a commemoration to somebody. It's a close friend of mine. Pretty cool. Helped me out a lot of stuff. Hey, congratulations, Job. Moving on. This area. Oh yeah, one last thing I wanted to mention. This is like a one-off biome, so after this there won't be anything like it besides like a couple others. So we have this giant crevice. So this island was just smushed together. We're not like taking Fortnite terms here. It was just like, imagine you take a bunch of land masses, right? It's almost like Play-Doh, and you just drop it all together. This is why we have pieces like these floating up, cause like a little earthquake before the island fully reset itself. This is what we have: a giant crevice, which I think is pretty cool. One of the few things I worked on behind the scenes. Yeah, you know, we have just a giant crevice with a bunch of cargos. We have one of my favorite POIs, Callisto Coast. Yeah, Callisto Coast was based off of. Again, I don't know what it was based off of. I just put together a city POI, but it's more or less just. It has to revolve around the island somewhat. I'm never taking advice of people building curved roads. I don't think the curved roads really worked in my favor. And it's alright, but I just don't think curved roads work for a city, unless you know what you're doing. The tower. I built this on the old map. And I transferred it to this IOD because the original was just blatantly garbage, and let's be real, I didn't like it. We got our own houses here too. This is Skinny's house, by the way. He's still moving in. The Isles are basically like an archipelago, mini archipelago. If you want to go even further, they're more or less like Azores. I based it off Nova J's Azores. I think they came out pretty good. It wasn't like the best I was trying to put into these, but you know, I based them off my original map as well. Coral Utopia. I missed that place already. We have Florent Farms. Yeah, Florent Farms. This is a small POI. It's more stretched out. I forgot to fix that. I made most of these buildings myself. And yeah, these are basically. I wouldn't say these items were fully released. I had to I had to work with what I had. And I could obviously just take these and move them, but what's the fun in that? Yeah, this POI, I think it's like my first ever farm POI ever. It's like in the mini BR genre. I think it's pretty good. Have this little launch pad. It's like a helicopter launch pad. Not really sure. And here is supposed to be a hay bale stack area, but never got around to finishing it. Will do. I made this last minute, but I think it turned out pretty cool with the palm trees in. Also, if you want to get technical, here is just a little here's a little IOD exclusive thing that I don't think many people want to do. If you dance, you know, the sky lights up. I think that's pretty cool. Something that it gives a little bit of the Starscape idea. Next up, Residence Resort. one of the biggest POIs and the longest ones that kind of took up time. This was imported from the original, of course, this entire little stadium, then linked it to the actual resort itself. There's a pool here, which isn't the best, I will admit, but I mean, it's something. It's a pool. This was inspired by imposters. I think it did pretty good on this. I'm not gonna lie, pretty good on the imposters aspect, and these are also custom pieces. I think I did pretty good on these. Where are these pieces? I don't know where they came from. I believe they came from the modern prop gallery. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Got most of the stuff from the imposters gallery and just threw it together. But it's still great. I don't mind it. And we got a bunch of floors, motel floors. These are all designed to be detailed. You know, you have a little gym area. Now, this was originally a POI, Rapid Ravine. But one of my friends recommended it shouldn't be because there's not much to it. And I have to agree. There's only this little house, this little area down here, and this little thing, and the river, ravine, and you know, whatnot. And I originally didn't listen to him. I was like, it's whatever. It's still a POI. But then looking back at it, he was right. People are gonna be like, where's the rest of the POIs? There's nothing here. So next we have Starry. Laser tag, I think it's pretty cool. Made it darker here so it gives off more of the popish laser tag type things. Bunch of bright lights, so you might want to keep your children away from this. Yeah, took these from a gallery, made them into walls. I kind of forgot how laser tag looks, but you know, that's what it is. I want to show you guys something pretty funny. It's Starry's building, the official Starscape building. You know, it's a shopping. It's like a shopping mart. Pretty small. Again, I wasn't trying to overdo myself in these builds. Little like side house here, like a residential. Then you got an office building. And they're all pointed to these little things. Are all pointed to the stars, or just those up there. I like this little dig site down here. An orange glowing thing. This is Honeycomb Harbor. Most of you probably know this by now. We have a softies here. We also got a dock. This is what I've been wanting to add for a long time, and I finally got to do it. So the harbor is pretty cool. Honeycomb Harbor is just pretty good POI. These were added later on. Pretty sure boats. Now these two buildings, I want to mention real quick. These are from Havoc. A Havoc, but they aren't really. They just came here out of randomness. They're not really much of a collab. I guess you can consider it a mini collab, but they're just buildings from just a small POI from the past. Let's move on to Rainy Rentals. This POI, I think it's nowhere near as cool as Honeycomb Harbor or Blossomburg or Starry, but it's up there somewhat. And I did have fun and enjoy building this POI. I just don't see it. You guys definitely won't see it next season. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, we have zip lines. Of course, this isn't a 2.0 map. Everyone's been asking me that if it's 2.0. No, it is 1.0, unfortunately. But you know, that's how Fortnite Creative was kind of just built into. This is like a doomsday area. Nothing to say here. Won't say much because spoilers. Yeah. Other than that, you know, we have a little side dojo area inspired by, again, season 2. And yes, these mountains, they took an hour to build. I don't know why it took so long. I think I was just drinking a bunch of water, and I just took a break for a little and came back to it. But yeah, they were done. I do like the way it turned out. Pretty spiky, but pretty accurate, like this one. Move on to retroactive. This was based off of a Valorant map called Icebox. Everyone hates Icebox in Valorant, and I know it's like a whole thing. The retroactive are basically revolve around my main character and yeah, Astron. They work together to build this place. You also have Revant. Those three, they kind of help run this place. They run the entire island. They're not bad guys. They're good guys. More like the 7, but no, nothing like the 7. That makes sense. And here is Breakaway Beach. Now I want to start off by saying something. The original Breakaway Beach, it was not good, okay? The original I made the first time, I was unsatisfied with it. Very unsatisfied with it. But I kept it in anyways. And I was mad at myself for doing that. So it took some time, and eventually I came across, just after looking at Dubbins and just looking at Titan Royales and Crimson Royales aesthetic, I decided to go off of what a beach could actually be. Of course, you have another pier, although this is more or less like a beach, not just a dock. And there's some unfinished stuff here at the moment.
I know the ending was cut off rather quickly, but that was practically the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I took a lot of time to work on it, and I know season 3 is already out by the time this is out, so yeah. I also want to thank you guys for the successful launch of ROYALE Deluxe. We'll be definitely streaming that sometime later in the future. Yeah, but with all that out of the way, I'll see you guys next time.